In this video I'm going to show you 4 different flavors of coffee. You can both make them hot or cold as iced coffee. And I'm using egg yolks to make my own milk, so it's really low in carbs. So first off, I'm separating the whites from the yolks, and the whites I'll be using in the egg white bread. And the yolks I just put in my blender. And while I'm blending it on low, I'm putting in some boiling hot water. So it will both cook the egg yolks, but at the same time it will not make them separate or anything like that. So it'll just look like a milk. And now I'm just putting in some butter, and the amount varies, so about 40 to 50 grams for 1 liter of water. And this is xanthan gum, some vanilla. The xanthan gum does so that it doesn't separate when it cools off and makes it a bit thicker. And this was some sweet drops with vanilla flavor. And then I'm just blending this as well, so that the butter will get incorporated with everything else. And this is just a little cup of coffee where I pour in my egg milk. And as you can see, it's exactly like if you were to buy an Café Latte. But this one tastes really good, and as I said, it's really low in carbs. And you can make it just the way you like it, and as sweet or non-sweet as you like it as well. And the rest of the milk, or coffee creamer you could call it as well, I'm just pouring into a clean bottle and letting it cool a little on the countertop, and then I'll put it in the fridge, and it can last for at least 5 days, I think. So this is just how it looks, and then the next day I can use it as an iced coffee. So when I'm making my iced coffee, I just have a really big ice cube in my glass, and I'm pouring on my hot coffee so it will melt some of the ice and cool off at the same time. And then I'm taking my cold egg milk or creamer and just pouring it on top. And it tastes really good, and it's really easy to make. So it's kind of homemade coffee creamer as well. And the next flavor I'm making is the peanut butter cup. And I also have this flavored coffee, the peanut butter cup flavor, so I'm just using this one for that creamer. I'm also using some MCT oil powder. I think that the powder is really good in iced coffees, but you can also use it hot. And this is just some collagen. I'm also using a little salt or electrolyte powder, because I think it brings the flavors out a bit more. And then just a little boiling water to dissolve everything. And now on to the creamer. So I'm using some peanut butter, some cacao powder, and some sweetened flavored drops with chocolate flavor. And I have my yolks ready, and my butter, my boiling water, and my coffee. So it's just the same procedure as the first one. I'm starting my blender on low and pouring in the hot water. And then the butter goes in. and some of my peanut butter. I'm just using about 1 big tablespoon of peanut butter, but if you like more peanut flavor, you can just use some more or less if you don't like it. And about 1 tablespoon of the cacao powder. And as many drops as you like it. These ones are really sweet, and most of the time I'm only using about 10 drops for 1 liter of the creamer. And of course some of the xanthan gum. And then I'm just blending this one up as well, and it will get this really nice brown chocolate color, and will also taste really good. And now I'm just pouring in my coffee into this cup, and then I'll put the creamer on top. And you can see how thick and delicious it is. And this one tasted really good, and it was really much like the Reeses peanut butter cup. And all of the creamers goes well as iced coffees, but you can also heat them up the next day. I just put them in the microwave and whisk them up afterwards. So that's not a problem at all, especially if you have the xanthan gum in, but you can also do it without. And now on to the third flavor. So same procedure as the first two, blending up the egg yolks and putting in the boiling hot water and then the butter. And then I have some other delicious things that will go inside this one. Gum. And then in this one I'm also using a little salt in the creamer, and you can choose to do it like that or just put it in the coffee. It doesn't matter which way you do it, but I think that the salt gives it a really nice flavor. And this is some hazelnut butter to give it the nougaty taste. And then I have these sweet drops with vanilla flavor, and I also have some with hazelnut chocolate flavor. So both of them gives it a nice flavor and makes it really hazelnut and nougaty. And I have a lot of these little coffees from Beanies with different flavors, and this time I'm just using the caramel flavor and putting in some of the boiling water and then my creamer. And it's really thick and delicious, and it's really like a cream. It's not like if you're using almond milk or something like that, where you can barely see it in the coffee. As you can see, it's really foamy and delicious, so please enjoy that. And now onto the last creamer, and this one will be the pumpkin spice. So I'll just start out with the same things as all of the other ones. putting in the blob of butter and some salt. And the xanthan gum. And some of this pumpkin pie spice. And some extra cloves because it gives it a stronger flavor. And some of the flavor drops with vanilla. Then I have some of this pumpkin puree that I'm putting in as well. And this is homemade from our own pumpkins. And this one also just gets blended up and then it's ready for use. And I also made a little cup of coffee that I'm pouring into my glass. And then just the cream on top. And this one was actually one of the best served cold on ice. So I would really recommend doing that. I also wanted to experiment a little with making some heavy whipping cream, whip it and put it on top. So I just put in a little whipping cream and some xanthan gum. And then I'm trying to whip it up with my milk foamer. It doesn't work that well because it gets thick really fast and it's a little difficult to work with, but the taste was really good. So it doesn't look so good because it sinks into the coffee, but as I said, it was really tasty. And then I'm just putting on some of the pumpkin pie spice on top. And as I said, this one was really good and flavorful as well, and really good on ice. But all of them are really tasty, and I hope you'll try some of them. And you can always substitute some of the flavors or the sweetness. And if you don't like your coffee sweet, you can just leave them out. But thank you a lot for watching, and I hope you'll subscribe and like. And you can always go and follow me on Instagram on Vestas Farm Life over there. Bye bye.